All right, what's happening? Got another story for you. This is my story about Billy Joe and Bobby Sue. All right, so this is a story about Bonnaroo. I went to Bonnaroo a while ago. It's a couple of years after it started, maybe 2003 or so. Sting was there. For those of you who don't know what Bonnaroo is, Bonnaroo happens once a year out in Manchester, Tennessee. I think it started in 2001. The first time that I went out there was 2003. And let me tell you what happened. So, for the most part, Bonnaroo sells out in a couple of minutes or a couple of hours. And you're talking 150,000 plus tickets. So I knew for the most part that I wasn't going to be able to make it. I was trying to buy tickets like the weekend of the show, so I knew I wasn't going to get any tickets. But I figured, screw it, I'm going to go down there anyway. So I put on one of those, I call it rear gear. Some people call it, I hate to say this, a fag bag. It's one of those stupid looking waistline bags you put a bunch of stuff in. So I had a couple of bottles of water. I had about $75 and 3 joints. Threw them all in my bag, and I decided that now I'm going to head to the highway, drive for a little bit, and then get out and hitchhike. And so I did. I hit the highway and started driving south on the highway, and I found a park and ride or a rest area, whatever. Left my car there. Got out, stuck my thumb out, and 10 seconds later, I basically had a van load full of kids that were picking me up, and they were asking me where I was going. Obviously, I'm going to Bonnaroo. So they bring me all the way down there. It was a party in the van, I'll put it that way. We get to this spot, and they let me out. So now here I am at Bonnaroo, 100,000 people. I don't have tickets, so I'm not going to be going in the show. I got 3 joints, $75, and 2 bottles of water. So I find 800 people that don't have tickets, and they're all hanging out in the parking lot, smoking, drinking, tailgating, partying. There was food, there was drinks, and all kinds of you know what. So we're talking Bonnaroo here. So as I'm walking down the street, this kid walks up to me and he says, "Hey, man." He's like, "You got any weed?" And I'm like, "No, dude, I don't, man. I'll smoke a joint with you, though, if that's what you're looking for." And he's like, No. He's like, "I'm not looking to smoke." He's like, "I'm looking to trade." And I'm like, "What are you interested in trading?" Sticks his hands down his pants and pulls out this huge freezer Ziploc bag full of mushrooms. And they were orange and blue for the ones that are interested in what color the mushrooms are. Just for those of you who don't know, orange and blue. Yeah. So I ended up giving the guy a joint. He gives me a cap and a stem the size of my pinky. So I go inside the concert. There's people everywhere. None of us can get in because we don't have tickets. So I should say I go into the parking area. I eat that mushroom, and I proceed to hang out with a bunch of people who are playing Foxtail. Foxtail is a game where there is a ball, and a long tail is tied to it. Most of the time, it is a rainbow-colored tail, and the colors all represent points. So you throw it back and forth to each other, and depending on what color you're catching on, depends on how many points you get, so on and so forth. I'm just going to get back to the one cap. So mushrooms, for the most part, are absolutely disgusting. For just about everybody I know that does mushrooms, the smell alone will make you gag. I did mine, 1 piece, bottle of water, blah, 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 swallowed the whole thing, and I must have laughed my ass off for a good 12 to 15 hours. The next day, I don't remember where any of my joints went, any of my water went, couldn't find my rear gear, and I was down to just my shorts. I didn't have my shirt, my shoes, my socks. It was all gone. And it felt like somebody was jumping up and down on my stomach because I had laughed for so hard that all of my stomach muscles were bruised and damaged. What an absolute blast. So that's my story. Bonnaroo, 2003, Manchester, Tennessee, and my one mushroom. Good times, right?